vacation starts today. I am on my way to Colombia for the next 18 days. I've never been to Colombia. It was actually you guys, my followers, that recommended it because a few months ago when I said, hey, I want to go somewhere for my birthday, what are some of the places in Latin and South America that have beaches and where you can go and party? And one of you recommended Cartagena. And after looking at it, I was like, this looks amazing. And that was kind of how I landed on it. And then you guys further guided me that I will be flying in and out of Medellin as opposed to Bogota, because many of you said Medellin is way cooler. You have to do it. Just skip Bogota. So thank you guys so much. It really is you that has led me here. So I hope you'll follow along. As with my Mexico adventure over the summer, the 5 weeks I spent there solo traveling, I will be posting everything on YouTube. So go subscribe to Erin Micklow on YouTube and follow my journey. So also, after having such a hard time in Mexico over the summer, not being able to speak Spanish over the last 6 months, I've really been working on my Spanish. I still can't say a lot. My vocabulary is not huge, but my pronunciation is getting better. My understanding is getting better. Just overall, like I can definitely see, you know, how much better my Spanish has gotten since the summer until now. And so I had a really funny conversation with my Lyft driver this morning. He was from Guatemala, and we were talking about that. I said how I'm learning Spanish and how I'm excited this trip's going to further my Spanish. And he, you know, we were just like going over some of the stuff I could say, and I said some things in Spanish, and it was fucking hilarious. He's like, that's sexy. And I was like, why is that sexy? And he's like, because, and I was like, is it because I'm white? And he's like, and so I was like, oh, so the Colombian men were gonna like this? He's like, yeah. And I was like, why though? Like, what is it about it? And he's like, I don't know. Like, you look at you, and then, you know, they'll think you're pretty, but then he's like, but then when you speak Spanish, it's like, dying. Well, I am single, so I hope so.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Veterans Day.
To Medellin. I just checked into my hostel. It is 12:30 in the morning here right now. I had a crazy, since leaving Miami, shit is crazy. So I met this other guy from America named Randy, who was super nice, and we were both trying to get taxis. It was kind of late. It was like nearly midnight at the airport, and we were kind of like, he came up and I had asked an airport security because it looked safe, because it's like, you know, from my travels, a lot of those guys that you always see outside trying to sell you a taxi, it's not normally the best rate. It's kind of questionable if they're safe. And so I found a security woman. I pulled cash, got some cash, and then found her, and like I was using my translator app to communicate with her, because you can speak to it, and then I can speak, and then it translates it. So it's the Google Translate app. It's been really helpful. And so I swear we stood there for like 15-20 minutes trying to figure it out, because she was really helpful in trying to get us like a good price on an app that her, as a Colombian woman, knew, and that she could vouch for that it was safe. And then we were like looking, and at first there were no Ubers, and then there were Ubers, and so we ended up calling Ubers, and then his arrived first, and he was like, where are you going? And I said the neighborhood I was going, and he's like, oh, my hotel's in that neighborhood too, do you want to just catch a ride with me? And he was an American dude from Philadelphia, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. That's really nice of you, because my Uber was like, it just kept like upping the time of like, first it was like 5 minutes, and then it was like 8, and then it was like 15, and then it just like wasn't coming, and I was just like, God, I'm exhausted, I want to get out of here.
House with the Guinness and Envigado. What's that? My house like Guinness. Guinness, very good, man. Yeah, I like the job.
So if it hasn't been a long enough day, also, I got mild food poisoning on my second flight from Miami to Medellin. So I ate at that restaurant in Miami that got the guacamole and chips and a margarita, and like, honestly, immediately after leaving, I wasn't really feeling so good. And about an hour into the flight, I was like, had the chills, my whole body ached, I was nauseous, I had to keep running to the bathroom thinking I was gonna throw up. And I got really scared. Like, I asked the flight attendant, you know, I was like, oh my God, do I fucking have COVID? Because the symptoms were kind of similar to when I got my second vaccine. And she was like, you might have COVID. But thankfully, I feel so much better now. She gave me an ibuprofen. And she found a blanket for me from first class because like the chills, I was literally like convulsing. It was not okay. But thankfully, again, I feel totally fine now. So I think it was just mild food poisoning.